Hello, everyone. Welcome to my week in books. And today I'm going to be talking about what I read this week and also a book that I read last week because I only read one book last week. So I want to talk about that as well. So, yeah, let's begin. First, of course, for the book that I read last week is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is a YA romantasy novel, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. It was fun, and I feel like that the author did a great job in writing the romance about war and grief and how the war affects the people connected to it, people surrounding it, and everything. My favorite part of the book was definitely those what are they called? Enchanted typewriters. I really loved that addition into the story. It was fantastic. I do have one problem with this book is that there was only like sprinkles of magic or fantasy elements. There wasn't a lot of it, and honestly, I was kind of disappointed by it. But regardless, I did enjoy the story. The next book we have right here is Ruthless Vows. This is the second book after Divine Rivals, and it's part of the same series. It's a duology, and I did not read this. I could not read this because it had the amnesia trope, which I do not enjoy in fiction. So I DNF'd it, and probably going to unhaul this and Divine Rivals, both of these books, sometime later. Then moving on, we have Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. This is a book that I almost DNF'd at around 50 pages. And I said to myself, you know what, let's just complete this. And I'm so happy I did because this book was amazing. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I also liked how the author wrote this book. She tackled some of the most important themes like race and class privileges in such a breezy and light way. And it was also enjoyable, but also makes you realize all of these stuff that is happening in real life. Okay, next I read Bel-ami by Guy de Maupassant. This is a French novel. This is my second French novel I've ever read, and this one is super juicy gossip. This book is basically just gossip, and it has a lot of elements regarding corruption and debauchery, and you can say power, like social climbing and power and stuff like that. And they're being extremely wealthy, and the way you become wealthy is through, you can say, corrupt means. I got this recommendation from Emma Angeline. Angeline, I don't really know how to pronounce her name, I'm so sorry. But I got this recommendation from her, and she said that this book is like the French equivalent of The Picture Dorian Gray, which honestly, I mean, yeah, there are similarities like corruption and debauchery, but honestly, that is where the similarities end. I honestly don't think there are other things that are similar to The Picture Dorian Gray. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Up next, we have The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, which is something that I never thought I'll read because it's not my cup of tea. But I was curious to pick this up because everybody loved this book, and also there's a movie coming out this year. So I thought, why not give it a go? And I DNF'd it at around 68 pages. And yeah, I still stand. It is not my cup of tea. I did not enjoy this that much. I'm not gonna say anything about it, like anything bad about it, because I know that there are a lot of people who love this book. So it's just that it's not for me. That's it. Next, we have Scarlet by Merissa Meyer. This is the second book in the Lunar Chronicle series, and honestly, I love the concept of this book so much. And I'm still actually reading this book. I am about, as you can see, I only have like 50 pages left, and today's Sunday, so I think I can finish this book, although I'm not entirely sure because I'm a little bit busy as well, so we'll see. But I do hope to finish this today. And yeah, that's all I can say. I think this book is fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. I like how that it's inspired by Little Red Riding Hood, and the author took that fairy tale and turned it into a completely different story, which is obviously that's the main point of the story, and it's amazing. Okay, this is a book that I'm not certain whether I want to read next or not because I still cannot decide. But yeah, Legends of Celts. I'm super excited to read this book and getting to know more about it. And also, this is a nonfiction, so yeah, I sometimes struggle reading nonfiction, but I still want to read this. This is my second option as to what I want to read next. This is Timothy and the Dragon's Gate by Adrienne Kress. I honestly don't know anything about this other than that it has a fantastic cover, and that was also the reason why I bought this. Honestly, I'm more likely to pick this one up as my next read. Then we have I Captured the Castle by Dodie Smith. This is a book that I've been reading for almost a month now, and honestly, I'm kind of tired of it. I'm also starting to lose interest in the main character's life, even though there's an important event coming up in this book that will change the course of the story. I still am not interested, and so I decided to keep it aside because I don't want to ruin this book for myself. And as you can see, I'm almost done with this book, but I just think that it's better to keep it aside because I don't want a repeat of Pride and Prejudice where I read that book for 10 months and guess what happened? I do not like this book because of that, because of the same reason. This is 1984 by George Orwell. This is another book that I started reading, but I was just not feeling like reading classics at all, so I decided to keep this one aside as well. I do want to read this because I've heard a lot of good things about this, and it's also one of those books that I feel like that everyone should read. So yeah, I'm going to wait for a bit and then pick it up. And finally, I have another book over here that I softly DNF'd. This is The Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Juster. I just really love this cover. Reminds me of Alice in the Wonderland because it just looks so bizarre and also nonsensical, which is what Alice in Wonderland actually is. It's part of the nonsensical literature, and I really want to read this, but I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why, and I decided to keep this one aside as well because I have a very strong feeling that when I read this book, I'm going to love this. So, yeah, that's what I did. I kept it aside as well. And it also has a map, which is always a plus point. Anyway, those were all the reading updates for this week, and I really enjoyed reading the books that I read. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one.